list of 7 hills in Florida's capital city, covering every corner of the Big Bend. This is the award-winning News 20 at 5 Live.
Good evening and welcome to News 20 at 5. I'm Jacoria Burns.
And I'm Giovanni Hampton. There was a 3-car collision Sunday morning that left 1 dead and 6 injured here in Tallahassee. A green Honda Accord traveling northbound on Callaway Road rear-ended a silver Chevrolet Impala, resulting in a head-on collision with a gray Ford Explorer. According to investigators, Miguel B. Martin died in the crash. He was the passenger in the Honda Accord. 2 other passengers in the same vehicle sustained serious injuries, and the driver has no life-threatening injuries. The 2 people in the Impala declined transportation to the hospital and have only minor injuries. For the first time in 11 years, Amtrak rode through the capital city. Local officials urged citizens to advocate for the rail system to once again be a part of Tallahassee. An Amtrak report estimates that reestablishing the service from New Orleans to Orlando could cost between $6 and $14 million. Annual ridership would be around 153,000 passengers. Local officials, including City Commissioner Scott Maddox and Nancy Miller, rode the train into the station. County Commissioners Bill Proctor noted the beauty of the Gulf Coast.
It was a night to remember as the FAMU School of Journalism and Graphic Communication held a thank you reception honoring Bernard and Shirley Kinsey. The Kinseys, whose collection of African-American artifacts that now lines the walls of the Foster Tanner Art Gallery, were awarded several gifts by SJGC's Dean Ann Kimbrough. The Kinseys, in return, awarded several students with special books who wrote pieces on the story behind the artifacts. The Kinsey collection will be on display until March 25th and is open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Florida Board of Education announced possible changes to the controversial Florida Standards Assessment on Thursday. Computer science may be a bigger part of the test, as board members outlined several areas of study, including computer technology and principles of problem solving, that they say have a big impact on society. Commissioner Pam Stewart says that if the changes are passed after the April 20th vote, students could be studying for the new test as early as this fall. The board will be accepting public comment until February 24th. Coming up, find why satellites can't see a perfect image of trash all the way from India. Stay tuned, you're watching News 20 at 5.
Authorities are trying to piece together an hours-long weekend rampage that left 6 people dead in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Jason Dalton, a 45-year-old Uber driver and former insurance adjuster, was arrested in connection with the shootings. Dalton, who police say had no criminal record before this, is expected to be arraigned. Today, authorities could not say what they believed motivated him to target victims with no apparent connection to him or to each other in the Saturday night shooting. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump will headline a rally not too far from Tallahassee. Trump will be making a stop in Valdosta, Georgia on February 29th at 6 p.m. The rally will be held at Valdosta State University. Doors for the rally will be open at 4 p.m.
Speaking of Republican candidates, Jeb Bush suspended his campaign seeking the presidency Saturday night after a disappointing showing in the South Carolina Republican primary. The former Florida governor decision potentially frees tens of millions of dollars in financial support to other Republican presidential contenders. In Mumbai, India, city leaders have a huge problem on their hands that didn't spring up overnight. However, it's one that's been piling up for a period of decades. CNN reporter Malika Kapoor has more on the story.
Always busy, always bustling. Mumbai is a city on the move. Home to factories, industry, 21 million people, and a lot of rubbish. It generates 10,000 metric tons of waste a day. Problem is, there's no real way to get rid of it. Much of it ends up here at the Devnar dumping ground on the edge of the city.
There's so much garbage over here. It smells really bad, and to be honest, it's quite hard to breathe. And if you look at this hill behind me, this isn't actually a hill. It's 90 years of accumulated garbage.
Part of the dump recently caught fire, a fire so big with so much smoke it was visible from space. You see the sun today, this man asks me. He lives across the dumping ground. That day, you couldn't see it. It was all black. We asked the head of the local city council what her plans for the dumping ground are. She said they've ramped up a citywide cleanliness campaign and started diverting some of the waste to another area. But the ultimate goal?
To scientifically cover the dump or to remove it or biomine.
As India continues to project itself as a growing superpower, dumps like these are eyesores that critics say contradict its ambitious message. Malika Kapoor, CNN, Mumbai.
According to Central Public Health and Environmental Engineering Organization, India waste complies 13 pounds per person per day. And now we have Monica Myrick with the latest in entertainment. Monica?
I'm Monica Myrick with your eLive Entertainment News. We all remember actor Orlando Brown, known for his role as Eddie Thomas on Disney's That's So Raven. Brown was arrested in Los Angeles last month for suspicion of battery, drug possession, and resisting arrest. Claims state that Brown was arrested January 17th by officers with the Torrance Police Department after striking a woman he was dating at the time. However, Brown denied the allegation in a series of videos and pictures posted on Instagram. The actor is due back in court March 28th for a hearing. In other news, the new movie Deadpool is still topping the box offices, as after coming out 2 weeks ago, the comic book movie is ranked at an all-time high, given that its worldwide total stands at $491.7 million. If you haven't already, get your tickets because it's not too late. That's it for entertainment. I'm Monica Myrick. Back to you all at the desk.
Thanks, Monica. Coming up, we'll have more on what to expect for the weather this week. Stay tuned. You're watching News 20 at 5.